Egypt is a fascinating place where the past and present intersect along the legendary Nile River. Here, ancient monuments stand the test of time, while the desert sands hold the secrets of ancient civilizations. From the bustling streets of Cairo to the tranquil waters of the Red Sea, Egypt is a mosaic of captivating contrasts. The desert heat has not only shaped the landscape but also tempered the character of its people. A journey through the history and mysteries of Egypt. During this journey through Egypt, we will visit famous landmarks and uncover hidden treasures few have had the honor of seeing. From green oases in the Sahara to the paradise beaches of Dahab, we will explore a country that offers much more than just the famous pyramids. Prepare for an exhilarating adventure that will take you through millennia of history, culture, and natural beauty, revealing Egypt in all its splendor and mystery. Egypt's unique location. Egypt is a transcontinental country, one of the few in the world that spans two continents, Africa and Asia. Geographically, it occupies a strategic position in the northeastern part of Africa. The majority of the country is located in Africa, while the Sinai Peninsula, a mountainous and historically significant region, serves as a natural bridge to Asia, connecting ancient cultures and civilizations. Egypt's borders are a mix of seas and land. To the north, its shores are washed by the blue waters of the Mediterranean Sea, providing an important outlet for international maritime trade. To the east lies the Red Sea, known for its rich marine life and natural beauty. It also plays a vital role as a strategic trade route. To the west, Egypt borders Libya, where the vast and harsh Sahara Desert stretches. To the south, the country shares a border with Sudan, highlighting its connection to other African cultures and civilizations. Interestingly, Egypt boasts ancient pyramids not only in the well-known Giza Valley, but also in other lesser-known corners of the country. In the northeast, Egypt borders Israel and the Gaza Strip through the Sinai Peninsula. This region holds significant geopolitical and religious importance as Israel is considered the Holy Land for the three largest world religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Due to its unique location, Egypt is an essential link between Africa, Asia, and the Mediterranean, significantly influencing its history, culture, and role on the global stage. Geographical diversity. Egypt's geographical diversity is truly remarkable. The country is divided into four major regions, each displaying contrasting landscapes. The Nile Valley, a narrow green strip of fertile land, a true linear oasis of life amidst the desert. The Nile Delta, a vast productive area in the shape of a fan, where the river divides into many branches before flowing into the Mediterranean Sea. The eastern and western deserts, majestic and vast, covering over 90% of the country's territory, creating an astonishingly harsh and beautiful landscape. The Sinai Peninsula is a mountainous area which, as previously mentioned, acts as a natural bridge between Africa and Asia. Administration and governance. For effective management of this vast and diverse region, Egypt is divided into administrative units called muhafazat, which can be translated as governorates or provinces. Each one has its own capital and local administration that collaborates with the central government. These structures help maintain balance between the densely populated Nile Delta and the remote desert oases. Height and religious significance. Egypt's topography also impresses with its contrasts. The highest point in the country is Mount St. Catherine, located on the Sinai Peninsula, reaching an elevation of over 2,600 meters. This mountain holds great religious significance, as it is believed to be the place where the prophet Moses received the Ten Commandments. According to biblical tradition, Moses received the commandments on the mountain, now known as Sinai. On the other end of the geographical spectrum, Egypt's lowest point is the Qadra Depression in the western desert, located 133 meters below sea level. This creates an impressive height difference, highlighting the country's diverse natural terrain. The Nile River, Egypt's lifeblood. Undoubtedly, Egypt's main artery is the Nile River, which stretches over 6,850 kilometers. It is considered the longest river in the world and is literally the source of life for the country, providing water and fertile land to a region that is mostly composed of deserts. The role of the Nile in agriculture and sustaining the local population cannot be overstated. However, the debate on whether the Nile is truly the longest river continues. A 2008 study by the National Institute for Space Research in Brazil suggested that the length of the Amazon River exceeds 6,900 kilometers, sparking new discussions among scholars. In addition to the Nile, Egypt is bordered by the waters of the Mediterranean Sea to the north and the Red Sea to the east. These two seas represent vital maritime routes that connect the country to the rest of the world, playing a significant role in the economy and trade. Egypt's climate is predominantly desert, with high temperatures during the day and cooler nights. Temperatures vary by region. For example, in Cairo, the average winter temperature is around 14 degrees Celsius, while in summer it reaches about 28 degrees Celsius. In remote desert areas, daytime temperatures often exceed 40 degrees, creating challenging conditions that significantly influence the lifestyle and culture of the Egyptians. This unique combination of geographical location, climatic features, and diverse landscapes makes Egypt a special place on the world map. The country's geography not only shapes its natural appearance, but also has a profound impact on its history, culture, and the way of life of its people. Egypt remains a land of contrasts and mysteries, continuously inspiring and captivating people around the world. Ancient Egypt, a legacy of culture and architecture. Ancient Egypt became famous for its unique culture, advanced writing system, and monumental architectural achievements. One of the symbols of the Old Kingdom era, which lasted until 2581 BC, is the Giza pyramids. The greatest of these is the Pyramid of Khufu, the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still largely intact to this day. The Middle Kingdom era, which ended in 1650 BCE, was marked by cultural revival and territorial expansion. During the New Kingdom, lasting until 1069 BCE, Egypt reached the peak of its power. Among the outstanding rulers of this era was Ramses II, known as the Great. His 66-year reign in the 11th century BCE left behind numerous architectural monuments and traces of military conquest. His mummy, discovered in the 19th century, is currently on display at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo and is considered one of the most valuable relics. Tutankhamun, although he ruled briefly in the 14th century BCE, became globally famous thanks to the discovery of his intact tomb in 1922. Central to the religion of ancient Egypt were gods like Isis, the goddess of motherhood and fertility, and Osiris, the god of the afterlife. These deities were integral to daily life and rituals. From the 1st century BCE, Egypt was ruled by the Ptolemaic dynasty, the last representative of which was Cleopatra. Her reign ended in 30 BCE with the annexation of Egypt by the Roman Empire. After the Roman and Byzantine periods, Egypt was conquered by the Arabs in the 6th century CE, marking the beginning of the era of Islamization and Arabization. Subsequently, Egypt was governed by various Muslim dynasties, such as the Fatimids and Mamluks, until it became part of the Ottoman Empire in the 10th century. Modern Egyptian history began with Napoleon Bonaparte's expedition in 1798, which sparked interest in ancient culture. In the 19th century, the Muhammad Ali dynasty implemented significant reforms and began the struggle for independence. British rule, which started in 1882, ended with the formal recognition of Egypt's independence in 1922. Full freedom from foreign influence was achieved in 1952 after a revolution led by Gamal Abdel Nasser, who proclaimed Egypt a republic. Today, Egypt is home to one of the largest populations in the world. As of 2023, the population stands at 112 million people, with around 95% of the population living on just 5% of the territory, concentrated along the Nile River and its delta. The urban areas of the Nile Delta are characterized by a high population density, which can reach up to 100 people per square kilometer, while the vast desert areas are nearly uninhabited. Egyptians are known for their warm hospitality and strong sense of community. Modern Egyptians represent a unique blend of ancient traditions and modern influences, proudly embracing their historical heritage while being open to global trends. Family plays a central role in Egyptian society, with strong kinship ties highly valued. Egyptian culture is rich and diverse, reflecting 1,000 years of history. Traditional values such as respect for elders, generosity, and honor are highly esteemed. The official language of the country is Arabic, specifically the Egyptian dialect, which is widely understood throughout the Arab world due to the influence of Egyptian media. English and French are also spoken, especially in cities and tourist areas. Regarding religion, Islam dominates in Egypt, with about 90% of the population identifying as Sunni Muslims. The second largest religion is Christianity, primarily represented by the Coptic Orthodox Church, which accounts for about 10% of the population. Despite occasional tensions, religious coexistence is an important feature of Egyptian society. In recent years, Egypt has made significant progress in terms of security. The murder rate in the country is relatively low by regional standards. According to the UN in 2020, the murder rate was about 3 per 100,000 people, which is significantly below the global average. The birth rate in Egypt has decreased in recent decades, but remains relatively high. According to the World Bank in 2023, there were about 25 births per 1,000 people. This creates significant challenges for the government in terms of economic planning and infrastructure, but also reflects a young and dynamic population that can drive future growth. While many countries face declining birth rates, Egypt and other Arab states continue to demonstrate significant population growth. The combination of a large youth demographic, rich culture, and unique demographic challenges makes Egypt a fascinating and multifaceted country, constantly balancing its ancient heritage with modern demands. Egypt is a republic with a division of powers between the president, who is the head of state, and the prime minister, who heads the government. Legislative power is exercised by parliament, which consists of the House of Representatives and the Senate, allowing the interests of different regions and population groups to be considered. Since 2014, the country has been governed by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, a former military leader. He came to power after a turbulent period associated with the Arab Spring in 2011 when mass protests led to the resignation of President Hosni Mubarak, who had ruled the country for 3 decades. El-Sisi promised the country stability and economic development. Egypt's economy is one of the largest and most diversified in the Middle East region. The country's gross domestic product, GDP, is approximately $395 billion, placing it 39th in the world. This results in a GDP per capita of about $500, which, although modest compared to more developed economies, represents significant progress for the country in recent decades. The service sector, including tourism, which attracts millions of visitors annually, makes up about 54% of GDP. Industry contributes 33%, covering both traditional manufacturing and growing high-tech sectors. Agriculture, which was the cradle of Egyptian civilization along the Nile, continues to play a key role, accounting for 13% of GDP, with Egypt standing out for its production of dates and cotton. Other important pillars of the economy include revenue from the strategically important Suez Canal, which we will discuss later, as well as natural gas exports. Globally, Egypt ranks 146th out of 184 countries in the 2024 Economic Freedom Index, according to the Heritage Foundation, classifying its economy as restricted. This means there is still room for reforms and improvements in the country's business environment. According to the World Bank, Egypt's tax burden in 2020 was about 14% of GDP, which is relatively low and typical for a developing country aiming for growth and development. As for the cost of living in major cities such as Cairo and Alexandria, it is significantly higher, reflecting the rapid urbanization and modernization of these megacities. Egypt's labor market presents unique challenges. A large informal sector coexists with modern companies, creating a complex landscape of opportunities and obstacles. According to the World Bank, the unemployment rate in 2022 was about 7.5%. However, this figure hides a more complex reality, as youth unemployment remains significantly higher, which is a persistent issue for government agencies. Egypt faces serious economic challenges such as high inflation and dependence on food imports. Nevertheless, the government has implemented ambitious economic reforms in recent years aimed at attracting foreign investment and stimulating growth. The country's main cities begin with Cairo, the vibrant capital and the largest city in the Arab world, with an estimated population of over 20 million people, including its suburban areas. Cairo is a true urban giant, founded in the 10th century AD. The city grew around the Nile River, combining ancient districts with modern skyscrapers, creating a unique urban landscape. Cairo is the political, economic, and cultural heart of Egypt. Its bustling streets are a living testimony to the country's history, from medieval bazaars and Islamic quarters to elegant 19th century boulevards. The city is famous for the Egyptian Museum, which houses a vast collection of ancient artifacts, including the treasures of Tutankhamun. Located near the city are the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, wonders of the ancient world that attract millions of tourists each year, reminding visitors of the great heritage of the pharaohs. But Cairo is not just about the past. The city is an important educational center, with Cairo University being one of the most prestigious in the Arab world. The modern financial district, with its gleaming skyscrapers, symbolizes the ambitions of modern Egypt. However, Cairo faces several serious challenges, such as traffic jams, air pollution, and uncontrolled urban growth, which the city is actively working to address. These problems are being tackled through ambitious infrastructure projects and the construction of a new administrative capital to the east of the city. Traveling north, we reach Egypt's second-largest city, Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC. Alexandria has a rich history as a center of learning and trade in the ancient world. Today, with a population of about 6 million people, the city maintains its importance as Egypt's main port and a key industrial and tourist hub. Alexandria is known for its cosmopolitan atmosphere, the result of centuries of Greek, Roman, and European influences. The city stretches along the Mediterranean coast, adorned with dazzling beaches and the famous modern Bibliotheca Alexandrina, a tribute to the legendary ancient library. The Qaitbay Citadel, built on the site of the ancient Alexandria Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, is also a popular tourist attraction. The city is famous for its catacombs and the Column of Porphyrius, relics of its Greco-Roman past. Our journey continues south to Luxor, often called the largest open-air museum in the world. The city is built on the ruins of the ancient Theban kingdom, the capital of Egypt during the New Kingdom. Luxor is a true treasure trove of ancient monuments, attracting tourists from all over the world. With a population of around 500,000, Luxor is significantly smaller than Cairo or Alexandria, but its historical and cultural significance is unparalleled. The city is divided by the Nile River. On the eastern bank are the Luxor temples, massive religious complexes that astonish with their size and beauty, and on the western bank are the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens, where the tombs of pharaohs and aristocrats, including the famous tomb of Tutankhamun, are located. Luxor is not only a tourist destination, but also a vibrant city where the past and present intertwine daily. Locals pass by ancient monuments on their way to work, while tourists explore lively markets and enjoy hot air balloon rides at dawn over ancient temples. Each of these cities, Cairo, Alexandria, and Luxor, offers a unique view of Egypt. Cairo symbolizes the dynamism and challenges of modern Egypt. Alexandria acts as a bridge between cultures, and Luxor transports us to the golden age of the pharaohs. Together, these cities tell the story of a nation that continues to captivate the world, with its unique blend of glorious past and vibrant present. Let's begin with an interesting fact. The 7 wonders of the ancient world were selected by a man named Philo of Byzantium in 2000 BC. To this day, only the pyramids of Giza in Egypt have stood the test of time. Philo's selection served as a kind of guide for his Athenian colleagues, and all of these places were located around the Mediterranean Sea, a region well known at the time. The 7 wonders of the ancient world included the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Lighthouse of Alexandria, and the Pyramids of Giza. Speaking of the pyramids, one cannot fail to mention them as the most recognizable symbol of Egypt. The largest of them, the Pyramid of Khufu, also known as the Great Pyramid, is an outstanding example of ancient engineering, built more than 4,500 years ago. Originally standing at 146.6 meters, 481 feet, it still impresses with its precision and scale. However, Egypt is not just about pyramids. In Luxor, the Luxor and Karnak temples are majestic monuments to the power and grandeur of ancient Egypt. These religious complexes, connected by the Avenue of Sphinxes, house enormous columns, imposing obelisks, and hieroglyphic inscriptions that tell stories of pharaohs and gods. Not far from here, on the western bank of the Nile, lies the Temple of Queen Hatshepsut, an iconic site symbolizing religious practices and beliefs, reflecting the importance of the afterlife in Egyptian culture. The City of the Dead in Elmina is another example of how ancient Egyptian civilization combined architectural and religious elements to create complex burial complexes. Turning back to Egypt's natural wonders, the country also boasts unique landscapes. Majestic and mysterious deserts, lush oases, and the crystal-clear waters of the Red Sea are all integral parts of the country's landscape. Travelers from around the world come here to experience not only the grandeur of ancient monuments, but also the natural beauty in various forms. On the Sinai Peninsula, for example, the town of Dahab attracts adventure enthusiasts. Among the region's notable natural features are the Sinai Lagoon and the famous Blue Hole, one of the most dangerous diving sites in the world. This diver's graveyard draws experienced deep-sea explorers but requires serious preparation and caution. However, Egypt is not just about active recreation. Resorts like Marsa Alam offer luxurious beaches and stunning opportunities for diving among coral reefs. These areas are perfect for those seeking peace and serenity while observing underwater life. Egypt also surprises with its oases, true marvels of nature in the heart of the desert. The Siwa Oasis, surrounded by numerous historical and natural landmarks, attracts travelers with its therapeutic springs and unique atmosphere. Oases like Farafra offer breathtaking views of the White Desert and immerse visitors in a sense of mystery. These impressive landscapes, ancient monuments, and unique natural zones show how Egypt preserves its magic and continues to attract people from all over the world, becoming a living testament to its historical grandeur and natural wealth. With ancient Christian chapels, this place serves as proof of the religious diversity of ancient Egypt. For lovers of unusual natural phenomena, the desert is home to crystal-clear salt lakes that create a mirror effect, reflecting the sky and altering our perception of the desert landscape. Equally fascinating is El Gouna, a tourist town on the Red Sea coast, where modern architecture blends with traditional Egyptian style, and turquoise lagoons create an atmosphere of total relaxation. We must not forget the Suez Canal, one of the wonders of modern engineering. This artificial waterway connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea was opened in 1869. Its 193-kilometer length significantly shortened the distance between Europe and Asia, and today the canal remains a vital transportation artery, accounting for about 12% of global maritime trade flow. The list is completed by the majestic Colossi of Memnon, two enormous stone statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, standing near the city of Thebes and silently witnessing Egypt's grand history. This country is truly full of wonders. Each place here holds its own unique history, whether it's a creation of human hands or the result of nature's influence. Egyptian cuisine is a true reflection of the country's rich history and cultural diversity. It's based on bold, vibrant flavors, generously using spices, herbs, and fresh ingredients. We begin our culinary journey with kashari, Egypt's national dish. This hearty vegetarian meal is a mix of pasta, rice, lentils, and chickpeas, topped with a spicy tomato sauce and garnished with crispy fried onions. Koshari perfectly demonstrates how Egyptian cuisine combines different ingredients to create unique flavors. Another must-try dish on the Egyptian table is foulé madamese. These are stewed fava beans with olive oil, lemon, garlic, and cumin. Often considered Egypt's national breakfast, it's nutritious, tasty, and traditionally served with pita bread. This ancient recipe has long been an integral part of the Egyptian diet, loved for its simplicity and sustenance. As for breakfast, in Egypt, you'll encounter a variety of dishes: falafel, eggs, feta cheese, olives, and baladi, traditional flatbread. This combination provides a refreshing and tasty start to the day. For those with a sweet tooth, there's kunafa. This dessert consists of thin strands of dough filled with cheese or nuts and drenched in sugar syrup. A real temptation for those who can't resist sweetness. Another exotic dish is mambar, a type of sausage made from rice and meat wrapped in intestines. This is one of those unique Egyptian culinary traditions that allows you to immerse yourself in the country's atmosphere and enjoy its true flavor. Sometimes you might encounter a dish like mambar, lamb intestines stuffed with rice, minced meat, and spices. Although this may seem unusual to some, it is a delicacy in Egyptian cuisine, highly valued. Shawarma, though not an exclusively Egyptian dish, is extremely popular in Egypt. It's meat, usually chicken or lamb, marinated and roasted on a vertical spit, served in pita bread with vegetables and sauces. Taya is Egypt's version of falafel, made with beans rather than chickpeas. These fried balls are crispy on the outside and soft inside, often served in sandwiches or as part of mezze, a selection of appetizers. Malokia is a unique Egyptian dish made from finely chopped jute leaves, cooked in chicken or rabbit broth, flavored with garlic and coriander. Its sticky texture may surprise you, but its rich flavor is beloved by Egyptians. For meat lovers, a popular choice is kebab kefta, grilled meat skewers usually made from minced lamb or beef, seasoned with spices. They are served with rice or in sandwiches. This is a filling and delicious dish. Finally, hammam, roasted or fried pigeons, usually stuffed with rice and herbs. While this may seem exotic to some, pigeons are considered a delicacy in Egypt. It's worth noting that this is just a small part of the vast diversity of Egyptian cuisine. Each region of the country has its own unique dishes, and every family holds its traditional recipes. Egyptian gastronomy is a rich and diverse world that includes many other dishes, appetizers, desserts, and drinks that we haven't mentioned here. Exploring Egyptian cuisine is an endless journey full of amazing discoveries and unforgettable flavors, inviting us to dive into the culture and history of this fascinating country through its unique aromas and tastes. Were you impressed by the wonders of Egypt? This is just the beginning of our journey around the world. Don't miss our next adventures. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. In every documentary film, we showcase a new amazing corner of the planet. Share this video with your friends and leave a comment on what impressed you the most in Egypt. And remember, on our channel, we don't just show the world, we bring it straight to you. Until the next journey.